What if the birthplace of transformation is not in the visualization, the goal setting, the visions, and all those kind of things that people tell you over and over again that you should do in order for you to live the life that you truly want? But what if it's right there in plain sight and it's so obvious that we keep overlooking it? Hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome as well. I appreciate each and every one of us. If you have not subscribed yet, though, then please do so. Hit the subscribe button. I always do both because I never know which side it's on. Like I gave up figuring that out a long time ago. So what is my purpose here? My purpose here is to share my ups, my downs, my breakthroughs, my breakdowns. I've had quite a few in my life, and not too long ago, in the beginning of this year, I've had like a very, very big breakdown, and I want to share with you, to inspire you, to really help you get into that driver's seat of your life so that you can live life to its fullest, and not by avoiding like specific emotions, by just looking at the bright side of life, but by embracing everything, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens, like everything, because that is the ultimate definition of being alive and utilizing life as a gift. And that way, nobody and nothing can take away from your expansion and from you being in charge. All right, so today's topic, it's really, how do I say it without giving it away? Well, I'm just gonna say it like I had a conversation, and there's like something that just came to mind, and that was that light is not the birthplace of light. So light does not create light, but light is created. The spark of light is created in the darkest moments where light is needed. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, it's quite simple. It's very often we look for the good things, like quote unquote good things, or the positive things in the positive situations, in the amazing experiences that we have, in the successes and all those things. The thing is, like, yes, it can give you some kind of inspiration. It can give you some kind of like positive feeling to expand on that. But real, true, deep rooted change, I believe, comes from darkness. Why? Because when we are in that dark, like pitch black hole kind of, and we don't see a way out, the only thing we can do is sit with the pain, sit with the uncomfortable feeling, sit with like the discomfort, like sit with the like everything that we do not want to experience in that moment. And the thing is, contrast is absolutely necessary for us to create anything that we want, because contrast is there for us to know what we want. And I know I've said it so many times, it would be so great. Like, why couldn't it, like, can it work without like the bad stuff? Like, I know what I want. Like, I don't need the negative things anymore. But it's like the knowledge you have now, it came because of the diversity you went through, the diversity? Yeah, I guess so. Adversity, sorry. The adversity that you went through, the really difficult moments in life. Because then you figured out what you absolutely do not want, and if you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And those dark moments, start utilizing them. If you are in a situation right now, then just put like an emoji there with like a light or something. Put it in the comments. And I'm going to check if you did it. If you are in this situation, and I know many people are, and like I said, I've recently been in that kind of darkness as well. In the beginning of this year, I went through a rough breakup where I didn't see it coming, and it was during the holiday season, and I was with family. Like I was just had a completely different plan on how the end of the year and the beginning of this year is going to look like. And it was just painful. It was super painful, and I found myself in darkness. And I know a lot of people gonna like, I mean, I've told it myself, but also like I've heard people, kind of like going into that. Well, there's more, there's more difficult things out there to deal with, more painful things like a breakup is just whatever. And I'm like, no, for me it wasn't. And whatever you're going through, it's valid. Whatever you're going through, don't let anyone tell you that it's not bad enough to feel a certain emotion. If it's painful to you, you have the right to feel that pain. Like you have a right to feel the pain. I know it's not a comfortable feeling, but you have the right to feel the pain. You have the right to feel the anger, the frustration. Like you have a right to feel those things. You have also a right to feel the positive things, the joy, the love, the belonging, the connection, the fun. It's my word this week, fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun! Let's have fun! But let's also have fun in the darkness. What I mean is, in the dark moments, we can also create a spark that creates light so that we can have fun and joy and love and all those things again in our lives. I don't know what you thought what I was saying, but I definitely did not say anything wrong. Yeah. The spark that is created in the darkness is really that friction. Because let's look at fire, like the stones. If we make fire out of stones, it's the friction and the sparks that kind of like come out of the stones, and because of the heat that's created, it's basically like the oxide whatever, it's like it creates the fire, it creates the spark, and then like you have to do a few more things to actually create the fire, but that spark is created through the friction, through the heat. So if you're going through a painful and difficult situation right now, that is friction. That is like something that it rubs against you. And it's really, I don't know why those kind of like, my mind is mean, bad today. I'm like, whatever. Anyways, it creates friction, and that friction, it's also going to create heat. And through that, like, a spark is created, a spark that is there in the darkness. And it's up to you if you are utilizing that spark in order for you to create that raging fire of transformation, like the phoenix that rises from the ashes, or if you let it just poof away, If you are going through such a difficult time, it doesn't have to be like, the deepest and most terrible things in life, but it could just be like something, that is just whatever emotion that comes up where you're like, this is, you feel sad or pain or whatever kind of more of a negative emotion. You can utilize that where it's like, okay, I can, like, there is a spark in there, because the spark is that you have that friction, that resistance where it's like, I don't want that. It's kind of like uncomfortable. I don't like, well, uncomfortable, not like in the worst or in the bad kind of way, not in like uncomfortable where it's like, working out is uncomfortable, but it helps you like to whatever goals you might have physically. But when it comes to like pain, that uncomfortable feeling, that is really the friction that is, it doesn't have to, unless you choose to create that spark that creates the fire, or with which you can create the fire, because you are the creator of your life. You're the creator of your future. And that does not mean that the future, like if you're experiencing negative shit, that you're not like, you know, the creator of your life, that you did something wrong or that you messed up or that you're broken. No, that means that you're actually alive, that you are going into life and just experiencing it, willing to fail and mess up and just be like human. Being human means that we mess up, that we fuck up, that we experience lows, that we experience highs. The flat line is death, like spiritual death, emotional death, and ultimately also physical death. But that is like, if we live like that for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or longer, or shorter, doesn't matter for how long we live that way, but it's like not avoiding, but it's kind of like preventing us from being fully alive. So if this is you, if you feel like you are not really alive, where you are utilizing the darkness to create sparks so that you can actually turn that into a fire of passion, a fire of transformation, then this is your call. This is your time to start doing that. Write in the comments, I'm ready, if you are ready to create that spark. Or write spark, because today is all about sparks. Write spark in the comments below if you are ready and willing to move forward, to take that darkness and utilize it to create the transformation that you are seeking, the life that you are longing for and desiring. And with that being said, I appreciate you tuning in. Please like and share this video. It would mean the world to me. And of course, subscribe if you have not yet. And as always, lots of love from my heart to yours and a big hug. Peace out.